Here's Johnny.
Take your stinking paws off me.
Be cool. Be cool.
You fools! You're in danger! It's alive! It's alive! Wait, 21 gigawatts! Hallelujah! Holy shit! You believe this?
Jack Burt, me.
We're pretty good to run, girly boy. Stop it!
What's up, Hammer Hounds, and welcome back to the Lucid Nightmare. I'm your host as always, Jay Schatzer. And today, well, if I haven't given away already, it's Hammer Films collection time. I'm going to dive into my Hammer Films and showcase some of the crazy flicks I've got, some great box sets, just all kinds of great stuff. So let's get going. First off, we are going to start with the Motherlode. So we'll try to get this one out of the way because there's a shitload of films. I can't remember how many. But it is the Hammer box. Whoa! You can see that all right. But this is the Hammer box collection. It's a Region 2. Bunch of DVDs in here if I can even get it open. How the hell does this thing work? But yeah, there is just a shitload of films. They're all stacked up in this edition. But yeah, I don't even know if I can go through the list of them all in here. But, jeez, little freaking wheeze. So let's just go through them. This box set includes Dracula, Prince of Darkness, The Plague of the Zombies, 1 Million Years BC, Quartermass in the Pit, Frankenstein Created Woman, and The Devil Rides Out. So all of these damn flicks are in here. I thought there was even more. Yeah, like the reptiles in here and all. There's a whole shitload in here, okay? That's all you really need to know. Great box set. I have most of these in different format in the collection, so it's nice to always have this one. Just a really good collection of a lot of great Hammer flicks. So yeah, and I love the display. Pretty cool, you know, embossed stuff on it. So we're gonna put that. I'll just throw it up here. So let's move on to the next one. Next one is a Blu-ray collection. It is a 8-film collection, Hammer Horror. Boom, right there. The movies included on here are Brides of Dracula, The Curse of the Werewolf, a great one, Night Creatures, The Phantom of the Opera, Paranoiac, if I'm saying that right, The Kiss of the Vampire, Nightmare, and The Evil of Frankenstein. Just a great collection in general. I actually probably had a DVD version of this too, so I upgraded this one probably a year or two ago. The great films in here are Curse of the Werewolf. Great film. Oliver Reed stars as the Werewolf Man. I really like the Phantom of the Opera for Hammer. Hammer's Phantom of the Opera is really badass. And what other one's on? Brides of Dracula, another great one. Just a really great collection. So yeah, if you've seen this one for sale on Amazon, definitely pick it up. It's worth every penny. You get a lot of great Hammer films in there, all in Blu-ray quality, so definitely check this one out. Pick it up as soon as possible. Let's move it on to a film that I mentioned in the box set, The Plague of the Zombies. And I was actually planning on reviewing this in the next bunch of reviews I'm going to do. So keep a lookout for Plague of the Zombies, a really great flick. It centers around a town that is kind of besieged by a bunch of deaths. So the villagers are dying off one by one, and the doctor there, who's a young doctor who just started his practice, is kind of overwhelmed and he doesn't know what's causing all these deaths. So his old teacher comes into town to see what the problem is, and they narrow it down to a voodoo practice going on that is turning the villagers into slaves to work the mill. So it's really cool. Really great atmosphere, beautifully shot, and perfect Hammer horror flick. So stay tuned for that review. Definitely putting that up on the channel soon. let's move on to the next one. And that is the Blu-ray of Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed. Really, really great Frankenstein flick with Peter Cushing in the main role. Just a really fun Hammer film in general. Just like, I mean, pretty much every Hammer film is fun. You won't find a bad one in the bunch. They'll have that great same Hammer quality. So, yeah. Pick this one up because it's dirt cheap. Remember, that's the reason I grabbed it up as soon as I saw it. Just a really great Hammer film. But another one, another Universal, or this is a Warner Brothers. I think both of these are Warner Brothers. Boom. Taste the Blood of Dracula. Great Christopher Lee starring flick as Dracula. And just on par with all the other Hammer film outings. Just a really, really fun film. But I know they came up with a bunch more Hammer Christopher Lee Dracula flicks, like the 70s one. Yeah, I haven't picked those ones up on Blu-ray yet because, I mean, they're always kind of steep. I don't like to pay 20 bucks unless it's Arrow or something, not just a Warner archive. But yeah, maybe someday I'll upgrade those ones. But next up is Dracula Has Risen from the Grave. And Christopher Lee reprises the role again as Dracula. And it is just another great Hammer Dracula film. Just like all the other ones. It's hard to describe. They're all pretty much on par with each other. So kind of just going through and just showing you the collection and not really going too in-depth with the story because most of them are pretty similar. But this one is a sexy vampire flick. It is Vampire Lovers. Ingrid Pitt is in this one as the main vampire lady who seduces young women and turns them into vampires. And does a lot of killing on the side. But yeah, it's just a great flick. Like I said, super sexy. And even Peter Cushing even shows up to save the day, just like he usually does. But I believe I reviewed this one on the channel, so definitely check that one out. Just a great addition too. This is a Scream Factory, and they did a wonderful job on this film. Great transfer and great fun film. Following that one up is a perfect pair. It is Countess Dracula with Ingrid Pitt again. The beautiful, and sadly late Ingrid Pitt. She died, I believe, 2 years ago. But time's flying. It could have been 5 now. But she's a wonderful woman. Great actress. Iconic Hammer beauty. And this edition is just fantastic. It is by Synapse Film. And she plays a countess who lives off the blood of young women to stay young. So she plays kind of 2 roles in this. One where she is an old, haggard woman who's near death, and then the other where she plays a vibrant young beauty who goes around looking for more blood. Look at that. Whoa! Ow! But yeah, this one, Countess Dracula, great film. I think this one's on the channel too, so check out that review. 2 great Ingrid Pitt starring films. Let's move on to a film that I have not seen but picked up recently, and that is The Man Who Could Cheat Death. Ooh, what a cheater. But this is a interesting looking film. Do not know much about it. But I've heard good things, and if it's any quality of all the rest of the Hammer films, I will be happy. This is a Kino Lorber release. Picked it up recently in one of their sales, and I'm looking forward to checking it out and probably put a review up on it because why not? And let's do these 2 at the same time because they are both Hammer double features put out by Mill Creek. And these are on Blu-ray. It is, let's go from this one side to the next, The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb and The Revenge of Frankenstein. And then the next pairing is The Gorgon and The Two Faces of Dr. Jekyll. Now, I mean, all these films in general are great. The Gorgon has a great atmosphere to it. It's kind of a Medusa tale where there's a creature called the Gorgon that turns anyone to stone that sees it. Hair of snakes, you know, the whole 9 yards. Really, really great flick. Great cast, like all these Hammer films. The Two Faces of Dr. Jekyll. Just watched this one last year, about this time. Really, really great. Lead role, he knocks it out of the park as both a sympathetic and villainous kind of man. Very sadistic. Very surprising how sadistic the film is. It's got a really, really hard edge to it. The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb, it's been a while since I've seen that one. I believe, is this the one that has... I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've watched both of these films, but I remember loving them, loving the Hammer quality, and just getting lost in them. So I'm gonna have to check these ones out because it's been a while. But those are those two. Let's move it on to... Now some of these ones I'm going to be repeating myself and overlapping because from Blu-ray to DVD I've kind of bought things twice to kind of fill out collections. But this is the 4-pack of Dracula films right there. And as you can see, we got Taste the Blood of Dracula, which I showed previously. Dracula is Risen from the Grave, which was in the previous one too on Blu-ray. Horror of Dracula, I think this is the only edition I have, so I have this on DVD for that, for sure. And lastly is Dracula AD 1972, a groovy 70s Dracula film set in modern 70s time. I love the film. I think it's fun, just groovy, funky. It's got Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee, and it also has, I believe it has, what's her face in it? Why didn't they even... I guess they don't list her. But anyways, great collection overall with all of them. It's great to have them on DVD, even if I upgraded, so I keep that Dracula 1972 and Horrors of Dracula on here for this one. But let's keep rolling. Losing my voice here. Let me take a second and get a drink. That's so refreshing. Next up is Twins of Evil. And I'm not talking about these twins. I'm talking about these twins. Where was the other girl at? These twins. But this one is a really cool vampire tale. It stars two twin sisters who are evil. And they go around seducing men and killing people. But Peter Cushing is in it. Coming in as kind of the oppressive vampire hunter. Doesn't take shit from anyone. Really great film. I don't know if there's a U.S. release for Twins of Evil. I had to pick up the Region 2 DVD quite a few years back. But great film. The lead twins are really beautiful, stunning, and do a great job in the lead roles. But that is Twins of Evil. What else do we have here? Alright, these Hammer films just don't end. We have a Kung Fu vampire mashup, The Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires. And I just read somewhere that they're actually coming out with a Blu-ray upgrade to this. So I would definitely be interested in that because I love this film. It blends two of my favorite things, horror vampire elements with Kung Fu action. And it's Shaw Brothers kind of collaborated with Hammer Films to make this one. Just a really great entertaining film that mixes vampire lore with more Asian elements. So it's really interesting. Really great overall. So definitely check this one out if you're a fan of both Kung Fu or horror movies. Great stuff. Let's keep moving along with, again, here's the third time that I have the Taste the Blood of Dracula, but it's part of a double feature with The Curse of Frankenstein. So it's kind of hard to like get all of as many Hammer films as you can without overlapping some. So had to double dip or triple dip on this instance. But it's nice to have the Curse of Frankenstein in there. Good stuff. Let's just keep moving along to another Frankenstein film. There's so many damn movies now that I think of it. Alright, this is Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell. And this one is a kind of different take on the Frankenstein tale. But as always, Peter Cushing comes in to even things out, give it some class, and make it seem somewhat familiar while being kind of out there. But definitely a fun Frankenstein film. Great Hammer edition. And good stuff all around. How many more do we have here? Oh my god, it just keeps going. Alright, well, let's keep going. I didn't think it was going to be this long. Alright, here we go. With The Mummy, simply titled The Mummy. And this one is really great. This is the one I was thinking of before. This one's where Christopher Lee plays the Mummy, I believe. I believe this is the one. Some of these Mummy movies, they get them so damn mixed up. But I'm not sure. If it isn't, sue me. I'm sorry. There's too much. No, he's in it. Christopher Lee is the Mummy. Christopher Lee is the Mummy. I confirmed it. Saw the back. But, yep, Peter Cushing plays the hero role. Christopher Lee is the Mummy. And just a great atmospheric Hammer film that takes the Universal monster and kind of gives it its own little English tinge. But really cool. Really cool stuff. Really decent edition. I want to upgrade this to Blu-ray, but just haven't got around to it. I know it's on my Amazon wish list. Just haven't bought it. I have no excuses. I'm sorry. Next up is another vampire film, but it's a different kind of take on it. It focuses solely on a vampire hunter, and he's kind of weird, charismatic, very strange. It's a tongue-in-cheek kind of film, but it has a lot of horror elements. It's really strange, and a swashbuckling kind of adventure too. It is Captain Kronos, Vampire Hunter. And really fun film. I actually reviewed this one on the channel probably last year or 2 years ago. So definitely check out the review. And it's got a pretty decent cast to it. And I remember that Carolyn Munro plays kind of a beautiful young woman who teams up with the captain to fight vampires. How can you go wrong, right? But yeah, it's a very fun film. Got a lot of cool imagery to it. And definitely check out the channel for the review, because it kind of wraps it up in a nice little bow to show you what it's all about. But let's move on to another collection of Hammer films. This time we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 films. Now this is the exact same collection that is here, but in DVD form. So I kind of had to double dip because I wanted to upgrade. So I think it's got exactly the same films. Yep. So just kind of swapped this out. Boom. Upgraded it to Blu-ray. Don't have to talk about that one. Got on there. Alright, next up is another Hammer collection. I've got a shitload of these things. But this one's got a few films that I have in the upgrade section, like the Two Faces of Dr. Jekyll and the Gorgon. But it has 2 films that I don't have anywhere else, and that's Scream of Fear and... No, wait, I have Two Faces of... Yeah. The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. Yeah, so the only one in here that I don't have is Scream of Fear. So the rest I have upgraded to Blu-ray, and it's pretty much just Scream of Fear that I have not upgraded to. And it's a decent flick, a nice black and white kind of stunner. The lead actress, Susan Strasberg, is beautiful in this. Just a really great kind of Hitchcockian feel to it too. It's not too spiritual, supernatural and stuff like that. It's more of a low-key horror film, but definitely good stuff. Let's keep it moving to another Hammer Films collection. This time we have a shitload of films that I don't have anywhere else. Woohoo! Look at this. Alright, we have The Revenge of Frankenstein, which I do have somewhere else. It has The Snorkel, Never Take Candy from a Stranger, Maniac, Die, Die, My Darling, and Creatures the World Forgot. Just a really great collection that kind of spans the whole gamut of Hammer films. Dips into every different genre, from The Creatures from the World Forgot is kind of like a prehistoric adventure film. Revenge of Frankenstein is obviously a horror Hammer film kind of staple. The Snorkel is like a murder mystery. Maniac is kind of like a psycho killer tale. Yeah, they're all just kind of all over the place. More thrillers, in a sense, for the majority of films in here. But a pretty decent collection for a bunch of random Hammer films. But moving on to another flavor of Hammer. It's their adventure films. And this is the Icons of Adventure kind of collection. And the films in this baby are The Pirates of Blood River, The Stranglers of Bombay, The Terror of the Tongs, and The Devil Ship Pirates. So, yeah, it's kind of all their swashbuckling kind of adventure films that they kind of dabbled in. I don't really have any Hammer film noir. That's probably one of the only Hammer films movies that I haven't collected. And it's not that I don't like film noir, because I love it, but I just haven't got around to it. Too many movies, not enough time, and not enough money. But yeah, this is a great collection. I know I've reviewed The Pirates of Blood River, and all these films are great. So yeah, definitely check this out if you like swashbuckling adventure films with a Hammer twist. And let's keep moving to Hammer suspense films. So this is like suspense and thriller films. And I believe a lot of these ones are in the other collections. Because the Snorkel is in here. I already mentioned that in the previous one. Never Take Candy from Stranger, a Maniac, and I think that's it. So the new ones on here are Stop Me Before I Kill, Cash on Demand, and These Are the Damned. So a pretty interesting collection here of suspense thrillers. And yeah, just another collection to add to the collection. These damn Hammer films are gonna kill me. Alright, next up is a TV series. It is Hammer House of Horror. And this is a great series. All the stories are pretty interesting. A lot of famous names pop up in this whole series. But yeah, I actually got this from a friend, so I was like, hell yeah, I'll take it. Really great stuff. Loved it. It's got a kind of like Tales from the Crypt kind of vibe, where it's just all these short stories. And yeah, just a great British cast. Really cool stuff. So if that sounds interesting and you like little stories and tales, check out Hammer House of Horror. And I think we have reached near the end of this crazy Hammer series. Sorry for the pause there, I'm just looking at something. So we're going to round it off with The Skull and The Man Who Could Cheat Death. So I kind of double dipped on The Man Who Could Cheat Death. So I got that from Kino Lorber and its main thing there. And this is a double feature, so I'm thinking the other one's going to be a little bit higher quality. I think it's from a master anyways. But The Skull is a really great film. It's got a damn good cast with Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee, and Patrick Wimmark is in it. But yeah, I've not seen this one, like I said before. I'll have to check that one out. The Skull I've watched a long time ago. I think I probably got it when Netflix first started its service. So it's been a long time since I've seen The Skull, so I'm going to have to revisit that one. But yeah, it's a great double feature. Looks like just Paramount put this one out. So yeah, I'll have to check it out, see what I think about them. But we've done it. We've reached the end of the Hammer films. I was going to combine this with the Hammer films and Amicus, because Amicus kind of has that same vibe. I'm debating if I should just keep going and get the Amicus, because there's not that many for a full review. So let's just dive right into the Amicus and get this shit out of the way. And some of this is like Amicus and not. It's just kind of a good combination of it. But yeah, let's go to this guy. It is a triple feature. Oh my gosh. And it is a triple feature of The Brotherhood of Satan. Never seen it. Torture Garden. Seen it. Loved it. And The Creeping Flesh. Seen it, but I have to watch it again because I can't remember. I know it was really cool. But yeah, it's a pretty cool collection. I'm pretty sure the quality is good on it for having 3 films on, yeah, 1 disc. They compress it enough where it doesn't make it horrible. So yeah, it's Brotherhood of Satan. I have no idea about that film. I've never even heard of it until picking this up. And Torture Garden is just a classic anthology film. Really good stories. The Creeping Flesh, I remember just a weird creature. Peter Cushing's great in it. Christopher Lee. Yeah, really strange flick. Kind of reminded me of the Gorgon for some reason. But yeah, great triple feature. I believe they're all Amicus films, but I'm not sure. I know at least Torture Garden is. I'm not sure about the rest though. But yep, great collection there. And let's move on to a 3-disc set of Amicus collection. And it has And Now the Screaming Starts, Asylum, and The Beast Must Die. 3 great films from Amicus. They all have their own unique flavor. The Beast Must Die is a werewolf tale. Asylum, I can't remember if that's an anthology film or not. It's been a while since I've seen that one. And Now the Screaming Starts. Yeah, it's another one that I have not seen. Yeah, the only one that I remember vividly is The Beast Must Die, just because it's a really cool kind of 70s funky... everyone goes to a mansion and then finds out that they're all under suspicion of being a werewolf, and the hunter is trying to pick out which one it is. So it's a really cool kind of different take on the werewolf genre. But yeah, great collection. Been looking to upgrade it to Blu-ray, but just haven't got around to it. And let's move on to a double feature of 2 horror anthologies. We have Tales from the Crypt and The Vault of Horror. Really great films, both of them. Great cast across the board. Just a really solid Amicus production on both fronts. So yeah, I should review these ones because they're really great. I don't even know if I've reviewed any of them. I don't think I have, but definitely have to, churn these 2 films out because they're really great. Great atmosphere, great production value. And let's go with this little sweet number, From Beyond the Grave. And it's another anthology series, I believe, but I do not remember anything about this one. It's got a hell of a cast, though. Donald Pleasance. You got Ian Carmichael. Yeah, it looks like it's David Warner. So it's a really cool cast. I probably should get into the anthology move and just churn out this one and Tales from the Crypt and Vault of Horror, because it's actually really fun putting those reviews together because there's so many elements to the anthology with having multiple stories. So it's kind of an interesting way of tackling them for the reviews. It's not how I usually tackle the rest of the reviews I do when it's just one solid film all the way through. But let's just do one more and end this nightmare. No, I'm just joking. It is The House That Dripped Blood. Blech. And I hate how it says Walmart exclusive packaging up there. It's so lame. But this one is a great anthology film. I can't remember if I've done this one. I think I have. But one of my favorite parts is Ingrid Pitt. Boom, right there. Just sporting the cleavage and loving every minute of it. But yeah, her tale is kind of goofy. But overall, it's a really great anthology. A lot of great elements to it, and rather enjoyable. But check the channel. I believe there might be a review on there for it. But guys, that is it. That is my Hammer collection and Amicus collection kind of combined. Because they both have the same gothic flavors. They usually borrow the same actors, so it's kind of a good way to combine both of the 2 and make one video. But guys, that's it for me today. Hope you enjoyed that one. Saw some great Hammer and Amicus films that you want to track down for yourself. And that's it for me. So hope you enjoyed it. See you next time at either a movie review or a collection update. See you then, and take care. Stay out of trouble. Later, guys.